Sanji was never meant to have a heart. He was born into the Vinsmoke family, a royal bloodline of scientifically engineered super soldiers. His father didn't want sons. He wanted weapons, children without fear, without mercy, without love, emotionless soldiers built for war. But his mother made a different choice. While she was pregnant, she took a dangerous drug, not to make her child stronger, but to protect his emotions. She sacrificed her own life so her son could feel. And because of that decision, Sanji was born different. Unlike his brothers, he cried, he showed kindness, he fed the hungry, he protected the weak, and for that, he was called a failure. He was beaten, locked away, treated like he didn't belong. Imagine being punished for having a heart. Sanji grew up believing his kindness made him weak, but maybe the truth is something deeper. He was supposed to be emotionless. So, what if the drug didn't just save his emotions? What if it amplified them? What if Sanji doesn't just feel normally? What if he feels more than everyone else? That would explain why he loves so deeply, why he sacrifices so quickly, why he suffers silently. Whole Cake Island showed us the real Sanji, not the flirt, not the cool fighter, but the broken child inside him. He left the straw hats. He insulted his captain. He tried to push everyone away, not because he stopped caring, but because he cared too much. He believed sacrificing himself was the only way to protect them. He chose to destroy his own happiness if it meant keeping them safe. And when he stood in the rain, crying alone, that wasn't weakness. That was a man carrying too much love in a cruel world. Sanji carries pain differently. He smiles while hurting. He jokes while breaking inside. He absorbs suffering instead of spreading it. That is emotional strength. Now think about this. Sanji is one of the fastest characters in the world. So fast he disappears. So fast enemies can't react. But what if his speed is more than physical? What if when he moves that fast, the world feels slower to him? If 5 seconds feel like minutes, then heartbreak lasts longer. Fear stretches. Pain lingers. Maybe that's why his emotions feel so intense. Because maybe he experiences every moment more deeply than everyone else. When his Germa powers awakened, his body changed. His skin became stronger. His speed increased. His durability became inhuman. And for the first time, he was afraid, not of losing a fight, but of losing himself. He would rather die than become heartless. He even asked to be killed if he ever lost his emotions. Think about that. He fears becoming like his brothers more than he fears death. He destroyed the raid suit. He rejected the easy power, because his humanity means more to him than strength. Sanji was born to be a weapon, but he became a protector. He was designed to feel nothing, but he feels everything. In a world full of monsters chasing power, Sanji chooses compassion again and again. He refuses to hit a woman, not because he can't, but because he chooses not to. That decision has cost him battles. It has put his life at risk. It has made him look foolish in front of others. But he never changes, because Sanji would rather lose a fight than lose who he is. And that consistency is powerful writing. He isn't strong because he wins every battle. He's strong because his morals never break, even when his bones do, even when his heart does. Sanji's story is about identity. He was born a prince, but he rejected royalty. He was born a genetically modified soldier, but he rejected being a weapon. He was told he was a failure, but he became one of the strongest fighters in the sea, not by abandoning his emotions, but by embracing them. His fire isn't just flames, it's passion, it's love, it's rage against the cruelty he experienced as a child. Every kick carries the weight of someone who was once locked in a cage. Every fight carries the promise he made to never become like his father. Sanji doesn't just fight opponents. He fights his own bloodline. He fights destiny. He fights the idea that he was born wrong. And every time he chooses compassion, he wins that battle. That's why Whole Cake Island hits so hard. Because for the first time, we see him confront the people who broke him. And instead of becoming like them, he stays kind. He feeds the very family that tortured him. Think about that. The same people who beat him, the same people who mocked him, the same people who locked him away, and he still cooks for them. That isn't weakness. That is emotional maturity. That is growth. That is strength beyond fists. Sanji proves that trauma doesn't have to turn you cold. Pain doesn't have to make you cruel. You can come from darkness and still choose light. You can be engineered to feel nothing and still become the most human person in the room. That is why his character feels real, because many people understand what it means to hide pain behind a smile, to carry burdens quietly, to protect others while struggling alone. Sanji isn't perfect. He has flaws. He can be dramatic. He can be reckless. He can let his emotions control him. But that's what makes him believable. He feels like a real person placed inside an extreme world. And maybe that's why so many people connect with him. Because deep down, we all want to believe that being kind isn't weakness. We all want to believe that having a soft heart doesn't make us fragile. Sanji shows us that you can be gentle and still be powerful. You can cry and still stand back up. You can feel everything and still fight. In the end, Sanji isn't just one of the best written characters because of his fights, or his backstory, or his power. He's one of the best written characters because of his choice. Every single day, he chooses to remain human, and in a world that tried to turn him into a monster. That might be the greatest victory of all. Please like, share, and subscribe.